know basketball like Sheryl Swoopes does, to be as accomplished as she is, to be the Hall of Famer that she is. I'm only addressing a point. How do you talk about the Indiana Fever and mention a multitude of players, and not one of them is Caitlin Clark? Caitlin Clark can ball. She should have been on Team USA because you needed the marketing buzz. I didn't say she was better than all 12 players that were on the team instead of her.
You've heard about Caitlin Clark's crazy stats, but did you know there's a silent battle brewing in the WNBA? Sheryl Swoopes, a legend of the game, hasn't said a word about Clark's record-breaking season. What's going on behind the scenes that's got everyone talking? Now, you might be wondering what all the fuss is about. After all, rookies come and go, right? Wrong. Clark's not just playing the game, she's changing it. How is one player turning the entire WNBA upside down? Let's talk numbers, because Clark's stats are nothing short of mind-blowing. We're talking 26 points and 9.2 assists per game. That's not rookie territory, folks. That's superstar level. Clark isn't just living up to the hype. She's blowing it out of the water. But it's not just about what happens on the court. Clark's impact is felt way beyond the three-point line. Arenas are selling out. TV ratings are through the roof, and the Indiana Fever? They've gone from bottom feeders to playoff contenders faster than you can say rookie revolution. You might be thinking, okay, she's good, but is she really that special? Well, let's put it this way. When Sue Bird, one of the greatest to ever play the game, says the Fever is a team nobody wants to face in the playoffs, you know something big is happening.
As we're talking about, Caitlin translating thoughts?
Yes. Translating to the next level of her game.
What do you think her transition is going to be like?
She has, like, you can tell, like, how she plays, that she has the pro mentality.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, I think that there's a lot of talented athletes that come into the league, but I think the difference maker with people that make it to the WNBA is the discipline.
Yeah.
And I don't have to see Caitlin work in the gym to know that she has that discipline to be a pro.
And here's where things get really interesting. While Swoopes is keeping quiet, other WNBA legends are singing Clark's praises. It's like the veteran camp is split right down the middle. On one side, you've got the old guard, maybe feeling a little threatened. On the other, you've got those embracing the change Clark represents. But Clark's influence goes way beyond just shaking up the veteran-rookie dynamic. She's reshaping the entire WNBA landscape. New fans are flooding in, bringing fresh energy and excitement. Suddenly, everyone's talking about women's basketball, and not just the die-hard fans. This isn't just about one player having a good season. It's about a seismic shift in the sport. Clark's success is sparking conversations about league equity, player marketing, and the future of women's basketball. She's not just a player, she's a movement. And let's be real, this kind of impact from a rookie, it's unprecedented. Clark isn't just living up to expectations, she's shattering them. She's forcing everyone, from fans to league executives, to reimagine what's possible in the WNBA. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room. That silent treatment from Swoopes? It's not just about Clark, it's a whole generational showdown, and the WNBA's future is on the line. Who's really pulling the strings here? The league's at a crossroads, and it's not just about stats or ticket sales, it's about identity. On one side, you've got the pioneers who built this league from the ground up. They've got the scars, the stories, and the legacy. On the other, a new wave of talent that's bringing in fans faster than you can say, sold out. But here's where it gets complicated. The WNBA's growing, sure. More eyes on the game, more butts in seats. But how do you spread that love around? It's not just about hyping up the new kids on the block. What about the veterans who've been grinding for years, keeping this league alive when nobody was watching? Think about it. For every Caitlin Clark making headlines, there's a Diana Taurasi or Candace Parker who paved the way. They didn't have the spotlight or the big contracts. They were out there hustling, building something from nothing. And now, some of them might feel like they're being pushed aside for the next big thing, but let's flip the script for a second. What if this tension is exactly what the WNBA needs? Yeah, you heard me right. This clash between old school and new school, it's got people talking. It's got people watching. And in the world of pro sports, attention is currency. The real question is, how does the league play this? Do they go all in on the new stars, risking alienating the players who've been there from day one? Or do they try to strike a balance, celebrating the past while embracing the future? It's not just about respect, it's about cold, hard cash. More fans mean more money means better salaries, better facilities, better everything. But who gets that slice of the pie? How do you make sure everyone's eating, not just the flavor of the month? And let's be real, this isn't just a WNBA problem. Every sport goes through this. Remember when LeBron entered the NBA? Or when Serena Williams started dominating tennis? It's always a balancing act between honoring the legends and hyping the next generation. But here's the kicker, the WNBA isn't just any league. It's still fighting for respect, still pushing for equal pay and equal coverage. So every move matters more. Every decision can make or break the future of women's basketball. So yeah, Swoopes not mentioning Clark, that's not just shade. It's a symptom of a bigger battle. It's about how you grow a league without losing its soul, how you bring in new fans without forgetting the ones who've been there all along. You might think Caitlin Clark's just shaking up the rookie rankings, but here's the kicker. She's not just changing the game, she's changing the entire league, and it's got everyone from fans to big-time execs on the edge of their seats. Why? Because what's happening right now could redefine women's basketball as we know it. Let's break it down. Clark's not just a player, she's a phenomenon. We're talking sold-out arenas, skyrocketing TV ratings, and a buzz around the WNBA that's louder than a courtside trash talker. But it's not just about the hype. This surge in popularity, it's cold, hard cash waiting to happen. More fans mean more money. More money means better salaries, improved resources, and a stronger WNBA overall. We're talking about a future where players don't have to go overseas in the off-season just to make ends meet. A future where women's basketball gets the same top-notch facilities and media coverage as the men's game. But hold up, before we start planning championship parades, let's talk about the real game changer here. The upcoming Fever vs. Sky matchup isn't just about Clark versus Reese. It's a battle of narratives that could define the WNBA's future. On one side, you've got the old guard, the players who built this league from the ground up. On the other, the new wave of talent that's bringing in fans faster than a fast break. Here's where it gets real. Clark's success isn't just about one player or one team. It's about the potential to elevate the entire sport of women's basketball to new heights. We're not just talking about a good season or a playoff run. We're talking about a shift that could change how the world sees women's sports. Think about it. More eyes on the game mean more girls picking up a basketball, more investment in youth programs, more opportunities for women in sports, period. It's a domino effect that starts with one player, but could end up reshaping the entire landscape of women's athletics. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. This isn't a fairy tale where everyone lives happily ever after. There are real questions to answer. How do you balance celebrating new talent with respecting the game's history? How do you make sure the rising tide lifts all boats, not just the shiny new ones? And here's something to chew on. What if this clash between old and new is exactly what the WNBA needs? Think about it. When's the last time people were talking this much about women's basketball? When's the last time you saw WNBA highlights trending on social media? This isn't just about basketball. It's about proving that women's sports can draw crowds, make money, and change the game. It's about showing the world that female athletes deserve the spotlight, the big contracts, and the primetime slots. So yeah, Clark's changing the game. But is it for better or worse? That's the million-dollar question. And the answer? It might surprise you. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about Caitlin Clark. It's not even just about the WNBA. It's about the future of women's sports as a whole. Alright, let's cut through the noise and get to the real score. This Swoopes-Clark drama, it's just the tip of the iceberg. The WNBA's not just changing, it's exploding, and everyone's feeling the heat. Here's the kicker. While we're all caught up in this generational showdown, the real winner might just be the fans. Think about it. More eyes on the game, more money in the pot, more opportunities for everyone. It's not just about who's the best player, it's about pushing women's basketball to new heights. But don't just sit back and watch. This is your chance to be part of something big. Every game, every tweet, every conversation is shaping the future of the WNBA. So next time you tune in, remember, you're not just watching basketball, you're witnessing history in the making.